Hey, I'm talking to you. Yeah, you. It's time for mail call.
Hey, what's up everyone? Dave here with another video, and today I've got a great big stack of Robotech comics to show you. Some recent pickups, so let's jump right in. This first one actually is not even a comic, it's a magazine, but it's Robotech related, so it's really cool. It's called Japanimation. It's the name of the magazine. It's from 1986, and this is a special Robotech issue. And I gotta say shout out and thank you to one of my Blackwater brothers, Daniel Loves Comics. I'll have his link in the description box below for his Instagram. Please go check him out. And he was the one that put me onto this. He had shown me a picture of it. He has it in his collection. I was like, I gotta get that. So as soon as he showed it to me, I went online and picked up a copy myself. And I just wanted to show you the interior real quick. So again, of course, it's Robotech focused, and you got all sorts of information here about the series, episode breakdown, quick episode breakdowns like synopsis, information about the comics that were being published at the time, some character information, all sorts of cool little goodies for Robotech fans. And of course, actually back here, towards the back there, you got a whole section dedicated to the lyrics for Minmei's songs. So you have all the lyrics to her songs. So it's pretty cool. It's a nice little magazine collectible to have for Robotech fans. So thank you again, Daniel, for putting me onto that. Next couple of books, I got the first 11 books of a 37 issue series. 37 issues is pretty great for Robotech to have a series that actually went that long. And it was actually through two different publishers, Eternity and Academy. But I got the first 11 issues. I've only gone through the first 3 issues so far. Really liking it. Something I've been wanting to read for a while. So I'm going to show them. I'm going to show them, and I'm going to just talk about them. So it's all in order, 1 through 11. So this issue number 1. And it's Robotech Return to Macross, and it's pretty cool. It's a prequel to the Robotech cartoon, and something that I really love about it is the fact that it focuses on my boy Roy Fokker. He's the main character, along with you have Henry Global is in here, and you know, they're basically dealing with learning robotechnology, and also dealing with some like extremists and corruption within the new United Earth government. There's somebody there who's trying to get information and stuff like that to sell to somebody else, of course, you know, for money and stuff like that. So they're dealing with a few things like that, but also like Roy was brought in because they're still working on the Veritech fighter program, and they're having a lot of problems with it. So they brought him in to try and get it back on track because the other test pilots are crashing the Veritechs. And so they brought Roy in because he's like the best pilot that they have. So hopefully he can get things back on track. And also I believe at some point during the series we get the origin of Skull One, and also of course his relationship with Claudia. And one of the cool things with this series as well is that not only does it focus on them and what was happening on Macross Island prior to the show, but also it's focusing on Britai, one of my favorite Zentradi. Yeah, he's my favorite Zentradi. It's focusing on him and other Zentradi characters like Dolza, and of course another one of my favorite Zentradi characters, Chiron the Backstabber, the freaking lunatic. They're in here, and basically their part in this is it's taken place on a planet during a a battle with the Invid, and at the moment that Zor is mortally wounded, and also he sends the battle fortress off, which eventually crash lands on Earth, right, and strands Britai and Dolza and all them on this planet. And basically it's, them fighting their way off of the planet, but then also eventually, from what I understand, eventually it's them trying to track it down, and they track it eventually, of course, to Earth, which leads to the events of the cartoon series. And lastly, we have issue number 11 right here. All right, now we got another one here. I haven't read any of these issues. I have all 5 issues. It's a 5-issue mini-series, but I actually have 6 issues here because issue number 1 has two covers, and it's Robotech Invasion, and it was published by DC Comics under their Wildstorm label. This is issue number 1. That's the main cover, and then this is the alternate cover by Cully Hamner. And again, I'll talk about this. It's all in order. This one focuses on Lancer. So basically, it's a prequel to the New Generation saga of Robotech. He was part of the first wave of Expeditionary Force members that came back to Earth to liberate it from the Invid. But of course, they failed and got wiped out. But he survived, and eventually, he was taken in by a woman, and he had to take on the persona of the singer Yellow Dancer in order to keep himself hidden from the Invid. So this is, like I said, a prequel to the New Gen and Lancer's adventures prior to that part of the show. So that's all the issues for that. Next up is Robotech Prelude to the Shadow Chronicles. These I've read. I read them a long time ago when they actually came out originally, but it was a cheap price for the whole 5-issue set. So I was like, might as well, I'm gonna pick up another set. Why not? And this one was also published under DC's Wildstorm imprint. And this is issue number 1. And of course, as the title suggests, it's a prelude to the animated movie Shadow Chronicles that came out in the early 2000s, which was supposed to launch a new wave of Robotech animation, a rebirth, so to speak. But of course, that never happened. So it's issue number 3, and basically this is actually like it would be like a continuation and ending to the Sentinel saga. The Sentinel saga, that was the first attempt at a sequel to Robotech. They had the OVA that came out. They tried a series, but it didn't. It got canned after 3 episodes were made, and then they just made the OVA with the 3 completed episodes, and then they made a comic book series based on it. But the comic book series never actually ended properly. It just ended. It ended at book 4, issue number 13. That was like the end of it. It never had a proper ending. So basically, it had a proper ending in the novels, because they had the novels that came out, and it had a full ending. Everything was wrapped up with that, but not in the comics. So this basically wraps up what happened during the Sentinels. Even though the Sentinels doesn't exist anymore according to Harmony Gold, but they had to have existed because of everything that's happening in this comic series and what happened in Shadow Chronicles. So whatever, I don't know. It's all messed up with that. Now these other books. This is issue number 1 of a multi-issue series. I only have issue number 1. But I would definitely want to get the rest of them, obviously. It's Robotech Invid War from Eternity, and this is issue number 1, with featuring Colonel Wolf and Nova Satori on here. And this one is a prequel to it's another prequel to the New Generation saga, but it takes place after the Masters saga. So it's dealing with basically the Invid invasion of Earth. So that's issue number 1 with that. And then what they did was, like, they had a whole bunch of, like, one-shots and different spin-off series back in the day. And here's one that's it's a one-shot. I had to write it down. I wrote down here what this is actually supposed to be about. But it's Robotech Firewalker. Firewalkers. There you go. Number 1, it's a one-shot from Eternity. And you got Lancer on the cover there. And then there's the other character. I don't know who she is. I don't remember the name of her. But she's not from the show. She's from the comics. And basically this one is, as it said, as I saw it said, reprints a 4-part backup story featured in Captain Harlock, The Fall of the Empire, number 1 through 4. And it's a continuation of the story from Robotech Invid War, which was that last one that I just showed, number 8, and concludes the story arc. So I guess that one probably finished immaturely, and then they used this to finish it. That's what it sounds like to me. And then the last book, this is a strange one. I don't know anything about this, what it's about. From what I remember reading when I got it, basically I think there was a series called Robotech Clone, and this is like the ending to it. Like, this ties it up basically. And it's Robotech Mordecai, Robotech's alternate generation. And it's a pretty interesting cover. You know, it's a one-shot. And like I said, from what I remember from looking at League of Comic Geeks, basically like wraps up that story from the Robotech Clone series. So I saw the characters involved in this. I have no idea who they are. So I don't know anything about it. I got to get the Clone series before I can jump into this one shot, so that I have some kind of idea of what is going on or what it's about. So, all right, so that's it for today. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, you know what to do. Please consider hitting that good old like button and subscribing to the channel. Anybody that's already subscribed to the channel, thanks very much. Really do appreciate all your kindness and support. And leave a comment down below if you like. You know, any Robotech fans watching this, have you read any of these books? Have you read any of these series? You know, what do you think of them? Did you like them? Did you hate them? Or, you know, anybody that hasn't read those series, you know, or is not a Robotech fan, you like any of these covers? You know, which one looks cool to you? Or just say hi. I always love hearing from everyone. Also, a couple of the links that are going to be in the description box below will be for Black Order Comic Club Instagram page. Please go check us out on there and follow us on Instagram. And also a link to our YouTube channel, which is going to be starting up soon with some really cool content. So please consider subscribing to that channel. All right, so until next time, be safe, be well, and I'll catch you later.